Hello. This is a presentation on the Garden of Eden, Part 2, the Tree of Heaven or of Eve. Please watch Part 1 first. Okay. So, from the Bible, God commanded Adam that of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you should not eat of it, for the day that you do, you will surely die. The other trees of the garden are not like this tree, and this tree is not the tree of life. Eve did not hear what God said because she was not created yet or brought back to life. The serpent asks Eve, "Did God say you cannot eat of every tree of the garden?" And Eve says that God told them to not eat from the tree in the middle of the garden or we will die. So, how did Eve know what God said if she wasn't even created yet? Because if you look in the Bible, Eve was created after God told Adam this. So have you ever noticed this? Have you ever thought about it? Go ahead and open up your Bible and check it out and you'll see. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And the serpent said, "You will not surely die, but you will know good and evil." Evil in this sense, we can take the word evil, split the word up, take the L from it and change the I, the vowel, to an E because the vowels are interchangeable back then. And we have Eve and we have El. The El in Hebrew is a goad, meaning to incite. And therefore, Eve incites Adam to eat the fruit. After they ate the fruit, they knew that they had made a mistake. From my video in part 1, we know that the serpent in the tree is usually a goddess of Egypt, such as Nut or Hathor. But the Bible doesn't tell us which goddess it is. We just know that there's at least 2 types of trees. What we do know is that this is Eve's tree. Like the Egyptian gods Horus, Ra, and Set, each of their sons is a reincarnation of their father. Each new pharaoh takes the attributes of the god. The same happens with the goddesses or the daughters, and therefore Neith, the goddess Neith, is the equivalent of the goddess Nut, and Eve is the equivalent of the goddess Neith, and so on as time goes on. In Albert Churchward's book, he says in the chapter 97 of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the 2 trees are called the 2 divine sycamores of heaven and of earth. The sycamore of heaven is the tree of Nut, and the sycamore of earth is the tree of Hathor. The sycamore tree in Egyptian is called Kat-an Anku, meaning the tree of life, where the dead go to be taken in, meaning into the tree by the mother of life. The tree of Hathor and earth is the tree of life. The tree of Nut and heaven is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, or death. Hathor and the tree of life gives birth in life, while Nut in the tree of heaven, or good and evil, takes the souls of the dead, judges them to see if they were good or evil, and decides the final outcome of your soul. If we take the word heaven, strip it of its Hebrew H prefix and its N suffix, we get the name Eve. In G. Maspero's book, he says that by taking the food offered by a god of the dead, This constitutes a recognition of the suzerainty of the God, meaning when you take the food, the God now controls your soul, and this prevents the human soul from returning to the world of the living. This is why God says, "Do not eat of the tree of good and evil, because if you do, you disobeyed me, and therefore you are not good, you are evil, and you will surely die once you are judged by the goddess Nut," i.e., Eve. After this evil deed, God makes Adam eat from the tree of life, thus restoring his soul to earth so that he may now live again forever. Churchwood says that this symbolizes a resurrection of the spirit from the tree of life, and therefore Adam is born again as a new child, as Tem, or Atem, who rises at dawn as the sun rises in the morning. We know that the Egyptian Atem is Adam because the T and the D are interchangeable. So you can look at my previous videos for more information on this. Going back to our question, how did Eve know that God had told Adam not to eat of the tree of heaven? Do you know why now? Because she is in the tree. In part 1, I ended by saying that the Christian patriarchal families of the Holy Roman Empire still exist today. When we look at the worldview, there is also the other side, the Jewish families, the Zionists. There are Jewish Zionists and Christian Zionists, but not all of the Jews are Zionists. But all believe that there will be a return to the times when the god Ra existed. Oops, sorry. And everything was good. The expectations from both sides is that a Messiah is going to return. Each one of them have their own Messiah. This this prophecy, or whatever you want to call it, expectation, is still in the works today. And there's many signs around you. If you pay attention, you'll see it. If you study, you read, you'll find out about it. So I'll leave it with that for now, and I'll be posting more videos and stuff about this later on because I'm interested in this subject and researching it and finding out about it. So please watch my videos. Here's a picture of what I was talking about in the last video with the sycamore tree with the sun on top of it. So in the Garden of Eden, I couldn't find the one where there was 2 trees and the sun was coming up from behind it, but I found this one. Here's your Christmas tree with the star on it. So here it says, the deceased adoring the sun's disk, which rises above the top of a tree. And bibliography for this is Wallace Budge's book, The Egyptian Book of the Dead, Albert Churchwood's book, The Origins and Evolution of Religion, and G. Maspero's book, History of Egypt, Chaldea, Assyria, Babylonia, and Assyria, Volume 1. Thanks for watching.